afternoon. This is Inka. Good afternoon. This is Inka Adishola. And just like I said, it's been some time that I came here. But today I just felt let's discuss the food, the price hike in food all the time, or the food hike price, whatever we just places, whatever we think. You just already know me, I'm Inka Adishola. Now, this is what I'm going to explain here. The price of food will continue going up. The price of food will keep increasing. Nobody knows when it will stop. Why? How? Why am I saying this? Call me an alarmist, call me whatever you want to, but I'm pre-warning you. You see, whatever you have in your house, the little space, the little space you have in your house, the little space you have in your house, you have a pot or a sack or anything, you should start planting something and start watching it. I go back to farm to discover most things have got burnt. You know what I mean? The sun was too much, and the climate, the weather has burned everything. Most crops, even maize. Tomorrow I'll be getting to the farm. I've not gotten to the farm, but tomorrow I'll be entering the feed. I'll do some live video from the farm. You will see how maize has turned. Farmers in the you see, I was saying the other time, Lagosians will say it's raining here. That is not rain, and those rains you have there cannot survive any crop. On the farm here, there has been no rain. Actually, rain falls once in like 10 days. It will fall two times, like it will fall two times, and to just fall one day, second day, then it will stop for the next 10 days. Crops cannot survive with that kind of rainfall. So as I'm speaking with you right now, I'll be in the farm tomorrow. I didn't enter the farm today. I'll be doing some live video. You will see how the crops that have been destroyed. The corn farm, so many farms that have dried up. Yes, farmers are losing a lot. Now, that's the major reason I'm speaking with you this evening. I'm here this evening to tell you that, look, in order to prepare for the more of food scarcities that are coming, apart from the rain that has refused to fall for farmers to plant, and 90% of Nigerian farmer is only in the north that they have a little bit of irrigation farmer. In the southwest here, 99% of farmers are rain fed, as in they depend on rain to plant. June, we're in the month of June. Some have not even plowed. I've not plowed. I have some acres of land I want to plow. I was to do for rain fed. I've not been able to plow. The soil is hard. Some farmers that have skills it in time run after the tractors and they were able to plow and they've planted. The crops are dying on the field. So why I'm here this afternoon is, look, okay, just go to the market, buy small corn, plant it, go and look for bags, put soil there, put manure, plant it, keep it by your window side, keep it at your backyard, keep it at the corners, be wetting it so that you use it to prevent high cost of food. I'm just being, see, like I said, I don't care, you can call me an alarmist or whatever, or I'm raising, yes, you will import. Is it not when you have the money to buy the import that it gets to you? The politicians, the big guys, yes, they won't feel it because they have stashed money that they use to buy all this produce. But for we, the ordinary farmer or the normal whatever, there's still hunger is still looming. You even have the money, you will not get food stuff to buy. I told you, Gary now in the village, we have to go and queue for people. Most people have harvested their cassava, they've sold it. So the little cassavas that are available that they're using to make Gary, we queue. As in, if I want to buy food for my boys, I have to go to the market very early in the morning, as early as 6 o'clock, so that I can buy from those people as they are bringing early in the morning. Because by the time you stay till 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, you won't get anything to buy again until the next market, or you go into the inter-villages to source for food stuff. So I wonder if foodstuffs in the village are that scarce or are not available. So how do yam in the market? There's no yam. By now we'll have been having, this is June, water leaf and some other things. We are not having them. So my advice, like I said, you can either take it or throw it away. Buy corn, plant corn. If it's one cob it brings, it will save something for you. If it is yam, those yams you are eating, cut the head, plant them. You should start doing urban farming, as in planting behind your house, planting little things so that you will reduce the cost of feeding. If me, a farmer that wants you to buy produce from me, is giving you this advice, you should know there's fire on the mountain. As regards vegetables, you find out even the vegetables are not. Last week, somebody called me from the market. Tomatoes are 16,000 per crate and everything, and there's no rain. By now Farmers in our southwest will have planted with rain, and then we'll be hoping by July the price will crash and everything. No price is crashing anywhere because we don't even have anything to produce to get to the market. The tomatoes we planted are not doing fine. Everything and all. Even we that use irrigation, like on my farm, we've been having challenges with pumping machine, balls, generators, and everything. Just yesterday, my team just bought another pumping machine, submersible pumping machine. All those costs and everything, where are they coming from? So there's still going to be increase in price. This one we've just seen is just the beginning of food scarcity. Just the beginning, we're just starting. I'm speaking from what is happening in the village. Like I told you, I was in Lagos over the weekend, and I wrote something on my timeline when Lagos says, it has been raining. This afternoon, a friend of mine I was asking them, it has been raining since morning, and I laughed in within me because when Lagosians said it's raining since morning, they are missed. They can't even plant, they can't germinate a crop. They are not something and even if we have that in the farm, we don't even have that. We don't have that in the farm. Now, the last rainfall here should be about 8 days. Crop can hardly survive that. Like they already informed me that some of the corn we planted are already burnt. You know what I mean by burnt? Drying off. As in they are not able to pick crops to produce their crops because there's no enough water. Like the ones we planted under irrigation. So for our corn, it's even funny. Somebody was giving me a message this afternoon. The sweet corn we sold, somebody was giving us that this is how much you buy in the market. And I just said, I laughed because the price is still going to go up. Of course, it is when you see that you get to buy. So it is not a matter of, look, this I'm paying 100 naira, I'm paying 50 naira to buy this. I think you buy from those sources. So what I'm trying to say is, in your house, get a pot, get sacks, get soil, and little things you should plant at the back of your house. That will reduce the cost of feeding for you, because we are still entering. There's no water, there's no rainfall. The only people that might survive a bit are where there are dams. In the north, northern farmers they do rain fed and they also do irrigation because they have dams, workable dams, which we don't have in this area. So they might survive, might be able to still bring in more food. But whatever they are bringing may not even, because right now there's no food. There's no even possibility that is coming out at so time, because the corn that were planted and all the corn that were planted, this is June, they should have had big cups. They don't have. So right now, we're not expecting anything. So we keep wondering how are people going to get food. So, and why I'm coming here this afternoon, if you buy your tomato, take one of the tomatoes. Sorry, I'm a farmer, I'm not supposed to tell you all this, I'm not supposed to preach all this to you, but I'm telling you all this so that you can reduce your cost of production, because when that time comes, I'm going to sell to you expensively. Yes, even now I've decided I'm not going to give anybody free training again. You have to pay me for it to give you training. So get some seed. If you have your tomato, before you cooked it, remove some of the seed, plant it. If you have your pepper, remove some of it. Even if it's something to support what your family will eat. There's no food. There's no rainfall. Rain did not fall as at the right time, and hence we don't have enough production on the farm. I'm speaking from the farm area. Glad you all know that. I know there are some Lagosians that will come here. Sorry, I keep mentioning Lagosians. They will come here and say, rain has been falling since morning. Rain, and like, no. I was in Lagos, and actually, when you tell me now that rain has been falling since morning, I know it's not true. What you have been having in Lagos is mist. You know what I mean by mist? Just dews. That just, you were walking inside it and everything. We don't even have that in the rural side there. And how many of you are planting in Lagos? So for you, in your compound, in your house, you should plant something. That's why I just brought this up this afternoon, because actually I was worried when I go back to the farm. I know a farmer that already lost over 1 million naira on his crop. He has spent like 1 million naira planting, plowing, spraying. Like there was a group farm picture that I showed you guys about a month ago. I'll be going there tomorrow again on the way to my farm to show the videos again, live video. You will see what the farm has done to. And the same thing with almost every farmer. Food crops are dying. No water, so there's no rain-fed production for this year. All we are having is, okay, there's nothing. Like I said, the only place that will survive a bit is the northern side, because they have some little bit of water, as in they have dams that are working. I told you 20 dams in Kano that are working. We also have the same 20 dams in Oyo State that are not working. Funny. So, but we are in here for a big one. Like I said, you can call me an alarmist, whatever. But when I say things, you should use it as a guide. as a guide for you. The head of your yam, when you cut yam, pick the head, plant it. If whatever, and you can be wetting it, just give it 1 cup of water, 3 cups of water every day. Put it in bags, plant in, you should plant small things. If it's only what you will eat in your family. If you plant 2, 3 stand of tomatoes, you'll be surprised what you harvest from there. If you plant 2, 3 stand of pepper, you'll be surprised what you harvest from there. And funny enough, when you plant 1, 2, 3 plant, you take adequate care, good care of it, than when we plant a big farm, because it is a bigger one. You cannot move around all the farm at a time and everything. So that smaller portions you plant at the back of your house, beside your house and everything, they will do well. But if it is when you now move into the field that it's become an issue. But the little ones you plant at the back of your house and everything, they will survive because you will take absolute care of it. So please, I'm enjoining any one of us. Let's start planting. Do urban farming, home farming. Plant something. Plant something. The best thing, the most easiest thing to plant before, I don't know the weather now, get sweet potato. Just get the stem, the leaf. If you hit sweet potato, just get the stem, the leaf. Put it into the whatever and be giving it water. Within 3, 4 months, you will see what you harvest. Yes, 3, 4 months, you will see your harvest. So you should do something like that. Get sacks, plant in sacks, sweet potato. Yam may be a bit difficult, but plant sweet potatoes. You can use it to do porridge and so many other things. Beans, you can plant. In the case of beans, you need plenty to get much. They are tiny. So go for sweet potato. Plant your vegetables, your tomatoes, your peppers. Even you can plant cucumbers. If you plant 2 stand or 4 stand of cucumber, just get a 5 gram or 2 grams of cucumber seed. Plant it, and honestly, you have something to eat, because as I keep telling you now, and the worst part of it is that as food price keep increasing, market women, middlemen, people that are finding ways to add something to boost the crops, and in the process they'll be giving us unhealthy food. You know what I mean? Unhealthy food. So please find something to plant, no matter how small. Put your kids, put your children, they'll be learning from it. They will be, yes, my sister, may God really help us. Honestly, may God help us, because there is food scarcity coming. I'm speaking from the farmer's end here. I'm speaking from the farmer hands here, and if you're on my timeline, is a good something for you. Plant something, no matter how small. Plant something. Little one, the sweet potato, onions, tomatoes, things that are easy to plant, lettuce, cucumbers. You don't have to go big and start creating big farms. No, all the water from your house, little water that you throw away, you waste away. Plant something, please. Plant. I'm saying it now. Plant something, because food price will still keep going up, and currently we don't even have we don't have any solution to all this. We know there's climate change, there's weather change and everything. We don't even have any solution to it. Like, okay, I just gave instruction to them on the farm today that we are not planning. We on my farm were able to only glad. I hope they are sweet, Sha. I hope they are sweet. I hope they are sweet and fresh. So please, when you plant something tiny in your compound and whatever, you'll be able to take something and eat for yourself. Honestly, I would love to sell to you, but how many can I produce for everybody? No, we can only produce little. So you should plant something. Food price will keep increasing. We don't have water, no rainfall. I got to farm now. To point now, some farmers even refuse to go to farm again because they are depressed. You know what I mean by depressed? Depression begins to set in when you look at what you've invested so much. Like I told you, my landlord, there's a farmer I usually call my landlord. He has spent so much, over 600, 700,000. What am I saying? On cultivating about 30 acres of farmland. I'll be there tomorrow. I was on that farm when they were spraying the other time. I was showing you guys, see corn, see this, see whatever. But right now, the information they were giving me is that the corn is gone. Gone in the sense that it has reached, rain has helped it to reach the fruiting stage. But at that fruiting stage, the rain stops, so it could not fruit. So it's like it just grass is there. I will take you through the farm tomorrow, and some other farmers like that. So things are getting bad on the farm. Yam they plant yam around March, but since yam was planted, rainfall has not been regular. I don't know of other side, but my side here within the community, and Ogun, as this place is referred to, is a major producer of food stuff in Oyo State. Yes, they produce a lot. After the northern part, you select Ogun for food produce. they produce a lot of crop. But right now, the things are getting bad. So please plant something. Somebody said, does potatoes have seed? No, none that I know. But you use this potato for the seed itself. So you can plant the stem. How do you plant potato? The same potato, go to the market. If you can get a fresh one, go to the market, slice it into pieces and plant it. Or look for the leaf, look for the stem, the potato stem. Just cut it into small. But when you are planting, look at the where the potato leaf is pointing at, the direction at which I don't know how to explain. Okay, look at, if you have your plant, there is a place where you see the nodes are coming out, so that you won't turn it upside down when you are planting. So take the stem, look at where the direction where the root is supposed to be. That's the one that should go into the soil, so that if you turn it upside down, it will not germinate. So that's how to plant tomato. So potato, to me, sweet potato is the easiest thing to plant. Like on my farm, I usually just plant it for anybody to come, people that come around to eat and everything. Though, and rain can easily establish it. But now that there's no rain, assuming rain has been falling, by now some part of my farm will have been filled with sweet potato, because they grow easily and they are very stubborn. Even if you remove them from there, they still keep growing. So that's why I say get a pot. Pot might be small, get a bag. All these rice bag or whatever, cut them into two. You have a large open space. Put soft soil, soft soil. When I mean by soft soil, put soil inside, fill it with soil. You don't put it in soil and then that stem, put it inside, and you wet it, at least wet it maybe for the start. Since you are first planting, you can wet it twice. Later reduce it, dries in a week, tries or 4 times in a week. Don't be surprised, in 3 months, 4 months, you have plenty potato. So see, you need to plant things, because if you don't plant things, I'm sorry, like I said, you people say people will say I'm an alarmist. We are going to be importing food, sure, but how many of us will be able to afford to buy the imported food? You know what I mean? And even the funny part is that most of the African countries that are surrounding us here, that we can easily import food, they too are facing the same challenges of no water, no rainfall, no water. So we really need to start planting something. Yeah, somebody said they are UV resistant, ultraviolet, I know sweet potato, once it start growing and bringing out leaves, it protects itself. The leaves become a shade, kind of. Maybe that's why it can survive better than others. Okay, I've answered, does potato have seed? I've answered that. So those are the things. Grow bags are better. Yes, you can use grow bags, you can use anything. So, but please plant something, no matter how tiny. Use it as a kind of recreation. Use it as a kind of hobby, a kind of, if you're going out in the morning, just instruct the kids. Okay, put one bowl of water here. Let's see whose own will grow fast. Like if I want somebody to do something for me on the farm, I'll just share work for my trainees. Okay, you do this, you do this. So we kind of create a competition with them, so that, I want to go and see my plant. My plant has grown. It's exciting. And in the process, you are creating something for yourself. I'm sorry, normally I'm supposed to say, no, but I need to inform you guys that, look, you need to plant something. You need to. Pepper, the normal pepper you buy in the market, the seed, just take one of the pepper seed, one of the pepper fruits. The seed inside, you'll be amazed at the quantity of seed you see there. In that seed, dried it up. Once it's dried, then you go back and plant it. Yes, you plant it, do nursery for it and plant it. And you can even separate them. You get pepper. The same thing with tomatoes. The same thing with okra. Yes, okra seed. Efotete, shoko, yes, you can, all these things. If you plant efirin, is basil. If you plant efirin, they keep reestablishing themselves. The efirin I've planted on my farms in the last 2-3 years, they're always there. Then once they grow and the seed splits, you always have it. Like I was telling a friend now, I was telling my team partner that, okay, once I get back to the farm now, I want to go and establish 2-3 beds of efirin back, and I'm not going to buy any seed again. I will just go and pick all the seedlings that are growing on the farm and use it to establish another line back. All these things are very easy to grow. Even the F4, all the F4 vegetables, they are just 4 weeks, you have vegetable. 4 weeks, you have your vegetables. See, all these things are to help you. You don't need plenty to help you reduce the cost of feeding. I went for a training sometimes about 3 years ago. The first thing they asked us to do at the training, they said, each house, pick out a notebook. Start writing down every money you spend on vegetables. As in, I bought pepper today, write it down. Pepper, 100 naira, write it down. Tomato, 200 naira. Put the date, each page. You put the date and you put what you are buying. Then the next Put the date and put what you are buying. Keep records like that. At the end of the month, calculate what you are spending. Then you can give us feedback. These are the things we do. Calculate what you spend on those vegetables. Yes, they are 20 naira, 15 naira, 100 naira. Just only vegetables, oh. Don't add yam or other food stuff or whatever. But if you really want to do, you can separate, okay, the food stuff, calculate everything. Know how much you spend on food per month. This is what most of us, anytime there's no food in the house, we just go to the market, we buy, and hey, we are good to go. So please just go keep a record. Let's do this. We can do it as practical. Let's see what we can do. Everybody get a book, get a paper, and then get a book, get a paper, start recording. Today is June, whatever. Let's start it. You can start in July, you can start now. Then we'll start recording, and let's come and discuss. It's not that let's each of us come and discuss, okay, what you've spent on food. So imagine if you are planting those small ones. Egusi is one of the easiest things to plant. Do you know egusi melon doesn't even require much rain? And you see, in the house, you have plenty water, you waste it. Don't waste it again. Let's try to recycle so many things. And let's try to recycle so many things. Create a little space, bags, sacks, pots, everything. Use them to plant. Yes. You will even be teaching the children at home, that, okay, you can grow your food. Some of them don't know how food crops grow. Some thought they are plucking yam from the tree. We should put them through. My primary school, I went to our normal local primary school for some time, part of my schooling, and we go to school farm. That's when I know they plant yam. That's when I know they plant corn. I guess part of that, with following my grandfather, helped me to make me fall in love with agriculture. Putting something in the soil and watching it grow is a good one. So please, let's plant something. See, the fact that I'm telling you should plant this, plant that doesn't stop me from selling my own produce. No, it doesn't stop me, because how do I put it? There's a lot of space for all of us to fly. There's a lot. I will still say mine. You can't plant everything you will eat, but you will plant some of it. It will reduce your cost. Then you will appreciate when I'm selling things to you next time and say, this is what he said. This is what she said. Plant corn. Corn is just 3 months. Plant corn. Plant beans. You might not, that's like corn and beans. If you plant corn on a stand, you have 1 cup. You might think that one is too small, but all these pepper, vegetables, plant them, please. Plant. Let's plant something. Okay, let me see some questions here before. So where can we get their seedlings? Some of them you won't get seedlings. You get the seed. As in, they sell the seed, like 5 gram, 1 gram, 2 gram, the seed. Yes, I can give you contacts of where to get the seeds and everything, so that you can get the seedlings. So you can get in touch with my contact that deliver and that supply the sweet corn and everything. It will get to the seed. I will give his contact to everybody. What we're thinking, you may not need plenty seed. So if there are 5 people or 10 people, if there are 5 people or 10 people that need the seed, one can just get one, like 5 grams, share it into 1 gram. And let everybody pick and share to buy, because I won't advise you to buy plenty seed. It will definitely go to waste, and I'm not encouraging that. So, okay, now, how can we plant pepper? You plant pepper, you have to start from the nursery, then it grow and everything. It's not difficult, but honestly, you can. Okay, this one, okra, all the seed, please. I will put his number down, so that you can call him to get the seed. Don't buy plenty, just buy small seed. You know what I mean? Small quantity, because you don't need plenty. When you buy 5 gram or 1 gram, you can share them to use. You use some part first, allow that one to survive or germinate. Like I told you, it's an experimental thing. Some of them may not germinate, but don't lose hope. You can repeat again. Okay, maybe that's why you should buy 5 gram or what, you understand, so that you can use it to practice and repeat. And believe me, the one that survive, you'll be amazed at the rate at which. Eggplant, one of the easiest thing to grow. I planted eggplant. Each time I plant eggplant on my farm, we always have plenty. And these are what everybody buy on the farm. So from the market. Please reduce your cost of feeding. I just need to inform everyone about this. It's worrisome. Now, as hybrid and OPV, okay, to have hybrid and OPV, I don't understand that question. Now, okay, how can we plant egusi? Just go to the market, buy egusi, unpeeled one, the egusi, normal egusi, put one into the soil. Simple, start giving it water. Yes, corn can survive in bags. Somebody said, yes, corn can survive in bags. Actually, every crops, every plant, every food can survive in bags. Yam, cucumber, potato, pepper, egusi, corn, everything can survive in bags. Everything you plant, every food we are eating, ugu, whatever, you can plant them in bags. Everything. It's just for you to know how to do that. You can plant everything in bags. So I hope I've been able to encourage some people to plant something. Like I said, use this as an exercise. From today or tomorrow, write the dates down, get a 40 leaves. On those your 40 leaves, put dates from these days to the end of the month. Put 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 24 June, 25 June, 26 June, 27 June. So when you put all these dates, start listing what you buy every day. If you go to the market, you come back, list everything. You buy a wedu, list it. You buy this, list it. You buy on vegetables. You know, we're discussing vegetables. List it down. At the end of the month, at the end of 30 days, or at the end of, if you can't even wait 30 days, 10 days, calculate how much you have spent on vegetables. Then you will understand where most of the expenses are going. You will understand why it is necessary for you to have little garden at the back of your house. You will understand why it is necessary to keep something in front of your front yard or wherever, so that your children can play with them. And at the end of the day, you understand. Yes, when you are getting the bag, we won't puncture the bag for water to drop out. Yes, definitely, because when you don't puncture the bag, you might overwater. Just punch some holes at the base of the, or instead of, if you don't want to do the wala, go and buy grow bags. There's something they call grow bags. I don't know, I have them, but they are not right here with me. So there's different sizes of grow bags. There's the small one, the big ones, and everything. If you are planting like yam, I would advise, see all these rice bag, 50 kg rice bag, slide, cut the up, fill it with soil, so that the bigger the soil, the larger the soil size, and the better your yam will expand. The same thing with sweet potato. So those ones need big bags. But you are planting peppers and everything, no, their roots are not so deep, they're just 30 centimeter. Then somebody said, we won't puncture the bag. I've answered, can the northern beans survive here? No and yes. Now I will tell you no and yes. I don't know, it could survive in your community, but in my home community here, it doesn't really survive. So we have our own type of beans. Look in your community. There are farmers in every community you are. There are farmers that are planting one kind of beans here. You know one thing about us, let me explain, especially with beans. Most of us, I wrote something on my timeline this afternoon. Most of us are looking for beautiful food stuff. You know what I mean? When you go to the market to buy beans, you are looking for the most beautiful, the well-shaped one. You understand what I mean? And in that instance, you are the ones that are discouraging farmers from planting the real food for you. The beautiful, nice ones, the ones that are looking beautiful, you are looking for in the farm, most of them are grown synthetically. Most of them are GMOs. Most of them are, I don't know, GMO, genetically modified, whatever, which when you buy them and go and plant them, they will not germinate, because they've been, I don't know how to explain GMO so much. I can, I'm just a farmer. I don't want to go into scientific talk so much. But when you go to the market, you see those ones that are not looking beautiful, that are not looking at you somehow. They are the naturally grown one. I think I wrote something about, I don't know why this one is coming up again. I wrote something about that this morning on my timeline. Those are the naturally grown one. Those are the one, when you buy those beans, you plant them, they will germinate back for you. Like on my farm now, we plant one beans. We don't just buy from the market to plant. We source the one that will survive in our community. And the one that will survive, the beans that will survive in your community, are the ones that are grown naturally, that have acclimatized with your community. And those type of beans are never beautiful. They are never good looking. As in, if you go to the market, you will never buy them, except people that I remember there was a team, there was a customer that really loved organic, and they don't mind the shape, they don't mind how the beans looks like, they prefer it natural. It is those natural ones that can regrow on your home farm. But if you buy the beauty one and everything, they will not grow. So I hope I've answered the person that asked me. It's not northern beans alone. It's generally the beans. So if you go to the market, you buy one beautiful beans. No, you need to find out which beans grow in this community. And those ones, they are not beautiful. They are not. Like, we planted some beans on my farm. One of my farm support need to travel to another village to go and buy that beans, the local one that will grow on our farm. If we had buy the fine, beautiful ones in the market, there's possibility they will not survive. Like now we have those beans on the farm. I actually asked them to plant it so that my boys can feed on them and it can reduce the cost of feeding for us. Now, please, how many days will pepper be? Somebody is asking in nursery. And after transplanting, how many days will it take harvest time? You see, pepper, you can't be specific of the specific days, but all these things, the germination, whatever, is between 90 to 100 days for pepper. Pepper, tomatoes, sweet potato, eggplant, that's garden egg, and some other things. They are between 90 to 120 days. 90 days is 3 months, 120 days is 4 months. So that's a hair. For everything that is going through nursery, if it is tomatoes, if your water is regular and everything, 2 weeks your tomato is ready for transplanting. If it is pepper stay longer than tomato. 4 weeks is ready for transplanting. And so those are the series they go through. Now, please, where's your farm? Which state? My farm is in Oyo State. Yeah, my farm is in Oyo State. And okay, yes, my farm, Oyo State. Which state? I've answered the question. My farm is in Oyo State. I farm in Oyo State. So you see, so those are the things you need to put in places, and just make sure you grow something. That's the essence of my talking this afternoon. Grow something, no matter how small, no matter, just create some kind of in front of your house, even under your pavement. That's why I use bags. Put it in front of your house so that if you are going out in the morning, you remember, you put water. You come back maybe later in the evening, you can put water. You'll be surprised. Yours, the one you plant in front of your house, will even be finer than the one I plant on my farm, because my own is large quantity and my own is exposed to so many things. So you can beautifully take care of this. You see, you look forward to taking care of all those things. They are interesting. And then when you are cooking in and you are eating, it looks somehow like, okay, I planted this myself and now I'm harvesting it. So that's why I'm suggesting the simple crops for you to plant. So I hope I've been able to convince somebody today that, because like I said, food scarcity is just starting. I wonder the poultry people, I wonder how they will survive feeding their birds and everything. Even we on the crop, it's everywhere generally. There's no water. Even there's no water, there's no rain. The climate change effect has really come fully this year. I wish I wish the government could set up something, or I wish individual people should set up something where we can where they can discuss the climate change and see how they can push farmers, or how they can encourage farmers, or how they can support farmers to understand. Because after this year, I can bet you too many people will run away from the farm completely, because they are going to run a huge loss, because there's no rain. Like I told you, people will always say, when each time people say, there's rain in this place. No, there's no rain this year. There's no rain. Lagos before by now should have been flooded. Your streets and everything should have plenty of water and everything. And there was nothing like that as of now. This is June. July, August, September, there should be flooding and every other thing, but nothing like that is happening. So there's no rain this year. We don't even have any in the farm. Nothing, no rainfall at all. Like I said, tomorrow morning I'll be on the farm. I'll be able to show you some live video of how the farms are getting destroyed. Large farms, how they are getting destroyed. And the farmers have no other alternative. They don't even have any other option, because that's the only thing they know how to do. They sowed last year, they are using the money, they are investing the money this year, and everything is dying. So let's see. How long does yam take to be harvested? 4 months, 3 to 4 months. Yam takes 3 to 4 months. I have my personal one. I do plant it, but people don't patronize it like the one from the north. I don't know the reason. You came late. I just explained it. I told you people are looking for beautiful things, beautiful maize, beautiful. Like now, for instance, if you plant beans, like let me tell you, in my community here now, some farmers plant beans. When they plant the beans, people here will not buy it. They prefer to buy the beautiful one, the fine one, the aesthetics, the beauty. Meanwhile, it is that locally grown one that are naturally grown. It is that locally grown ones that are healthy, because those are the natural ones. Those are the ones that you are sure they are not GMO. You are sure they are not. You understand what I mean? But people don't buy it, and don't worry, they will soon come and buy. Because even right now on my farm, if I have my beans, if my beans come out, I will sell higher price than the beautiful ones you are selling, because I know I grow it naturally. In the country, we don't fancy naturally grown things. We prefer beauty. That's why when Nigerians were exporting beans to UK, you know what they did? They went to, I don't know, there's something somebody mentioned it, that white something, and use it to fill in. They fill in the Is it? I don't know. It's not starch. There's something that's used to fill in the beans so that everything will now look very beautiful. But you know the white, they will always test everything. So at the entrance, they test it and check and saw that Nigerians are feeling. There's a way they repackage the beans so that but so that it will be beautiful. People, they will buy it and try to export it. But at where they're checking it, they will either, you have two options. You either take it back, fly it back to where you are bringing it, or ship it back, or you pay money for us to go and destroy it for you. And suddenly, as I speak with you, for the past going to 5 years now, so they've banned Nigeria from bringing beans to UK and some other countries because our beans are always pre-filled up. And but in the market, that is what people are buying. You go to the market, the beans are being, I don't, for now, to be candid, I don't know what but I know they had something to beans. They fill it up. Yes, I know somebody that is into beans business that told me that about some years ago, and so that's why in Nigeria beans are not allowed for export. You have to, so, but meanwhile, it's the naturals that are good. I hope I answered your question. That's why people are not buying your beans, because they believe it's not beautiful, it's not fine, it's a local one. They prefer to go for the aesthetic. But don't worry, very soon, everybody will open eyes with the sickness, with the cancer, with the bone marrows, the whatever, with all these challenges, they will start coming back to natural food. Yes, because definitely, earth is what you have to eat natural. So, guys, I hope I've been able. I just felt I should come up this afternoon and let everybody know, look, this is what we have at hand. There's still going to be food scarcity, and I hope you take something from what I've just said. You can go back to watch the video from the beginning again, and then you can choose what to do. So, thank you for watching. I still remain in Kadishola, your farmer. Okay, last question here. Please, ma, which species of onions will survive in this climatic change? Honestly, I don't want to say I'm an expert right now. To be candid with you, on my farm, I use different varieties of onions. I'm going to be sincere with you guys. I use different varieties of. If I'm planting tomato, I will not use just one seed. If I'm planting maize, I will not use. When I mean one seed, means I will not use just seed from one company. I will use from different company, because you know what, there's something farmers are still battling with, which hopefully one day I'll still be able to find a way around it. When you buy seed and you plant the seed and the seed did not germinate, it's farmer's loss. You have paid for it, whereas it's not supposed to be. At least for germination, if I buy seed from you or anything, if it doesn't germinate, it shouldn't be my fault, especially for people like us that have been doing this for years. I know it is not my fault, it is your seed that have issue. So that responsibility should not be on farmer, but currently it's still on farmer, and I hope one day I will be able to spearhead it and say, no, if I buy seed from you, if it doesn't germinate, then it's not my fault. But if it germinates and at the end of the day it dies along the way, yes, I'm responsible for that, for possibly not maintaining it well, or the weather or the climate is nobody's fault. But buying seed for the first time I plant and it's not germinating shouldn't be farmer's fault. We shouldn't be paying for that, and that's what we do in Nigeria. So in answering your question, this current climatic change is confusing. When I say confusing, let me tell you, from January this year, normally every year I started planting tomatoes in January with irrigation. From January this year to April, May, I've spent over 400,000 buying tomato seeds. They germinate, they go to some stage, and they start dying. We did not harvest them. So in that way, initially, okay, there was an incident. One of my trainee was telling some seed company that their seed are not good, whatever. Later when I told her, no, sometimes it could be the seed, sometimes it could be the climate. But this one, I'm not sure is the seed, because this is a seed we've been using before, and it has been performing. And now we discover it is not only that company seed that was affected. Now you see where I mentioned I use different type of seed. So that now the issues was not just one company seed. It affects, we use almost 4 very different companies. I'm not going to mention companies' names. It's not proper. And none of them survived well. So as you're asking for the onions, the same seed I used last year that performed well very last year, if I prescribe it for you this year, it may perform well, it may not perform well, because climate change needs to be factored in. So now you see why that question is somehow delicate for me to answer. It's not because, you understand, as I'm speaking with you now, on my farm, I have local seed, onion that I plant. They are transplanting it. I have seed from 2 or 3 different companies. And I still intend to buy seed from some other companies. So maybe at the end of the day, I will have been using seed from like 4 companies, different variety, the same onion, but seeds from different companies. And these seeds I'm buying, some are cheap, some are quite expensive. But because of the kind of person I am, I know the way we blend it together. That's why I could go buy from here, and buy from here. So for you starting, you have to, climate has completely changed so many things. If not, I will say, buy this seed and you'll be good. But now I can't directly say that. Now, somebody said, do you grow honey beans? No, 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 no. We only grow the local beans in our community. I've not tried honey beans there. Maybe we've possibly tried it, but we've not really planted it. We've not tried it. But we plant some other type of beans. Our own beans are not the beautiful ones, like I said, but they are edible and they are good. So we are planting. That's what we are planting. Okay. So thank you for joining me again and again. Thank you for joining me. And don't forget, like I said, make sure you plant something. Make sure you plant something and make sure you find a way to grow something beside your house. So thank you for joining, and we'll meet some other time. I still remain Inka Adeshola. You're welcome.